drop like rain, nigga, watch me hit those trees.
Okay, super quick video. Here we go. You read the thumbnail, you know what we're doing, let's waste no time. 7 most disappointing jutsu in the Naruto series. Starting with number 7, Reaper Death Seal. I'm back on it, it's not good. This technique summons the real Grim Reaper to rip out your soul in exchange for doing the same to an opponent. Only problem is, their death isn't guaranteed. Yours, on the other hand, is. And I'll spare you the spiel about how ironic it is you can't trust a god of death to kill someone. In fact, everyone we see uses jutsu and everyone we see it used on comes back to life at some point. And yeah, those circumstances weren't related to the jutsu, but at the risk of sounding like the hash-slinging slasher, what's the point of killing you if you don't stay dead? And you gotta shout out Big Daddy Orochi for the dedication too. I mean, he really hunted down a ghost and made it kill itself just to please Sasuke, and a byproduct of that was him getting his arms back, so I guess the moral here is always bet on white? No, that can't be right. Number 6, Black Lightning. Now, you'd think with a name like Black Lightning we'd see it more than once. You'd also think that the one time we see it, it'd be significant, but you'd be wrong. And maybe I have to chalk some of that up to the fact that the Land of Lightning doesn't play a big part in the series, and I would do that if not for the fact that the secondary focus of the entire series mainly uses lightning jutsu, and maybe it's just me, but am I the only one who noticed the only person to use Black Lightning is also black? Number 5, Fireball Jutsu. Now, we got a classic right here. Fireball Jutsu, an aggressive, deadly element thousands of degrees launched at the opponent. And you know exactly why this entry sits where it does. And as proof for the entire explanation, I'm just going to play clips of people not being hurt by fire at all. Thank you for your time, feel free to use the tip jar. Number 4, Izanagi/Izanami. You know, I could have made these separate entries, but because we're friends, I'll do the right thing. Izanami and Izanagi are two sides of the same poorly counterfeited coin. They came out of nowhere, nobody ever mentioned them before it was time to use them. The way they work is convoluted and nonsensical. They really mess up the scaling of power when they're introduced, and still years later and basically a whole new story are sort of a loophole, and they are never seen again. It's the ultimate pump and dump in terms of hyping up a character while simultaneously destroying the laws of that universe. And for as powerful as these techniques are, they kinda aren't even worth it, all things considered. So, giving this technique to every Uchiha with a Sharingan was just straight up confusing and inconsequential. But that's how I live my life, so no shame from me. Number 3, Rasengan. Okay, confession. Would you believe I made this entire video just so I could direct you to a video I haven't even made yet? Well, believe it. There's a Rasengan Sucks video on the way very soon, so be on the lookout for it. Or it may already be out. Either way, I'll save what I have to say for that video. 2, Substitution Jutsu. Now, I'll admit that this is less disappointing and more mind-boggling. What exactly is the Substitution Jutsu? Because the way Kakashi explains it, it can't be right. Otherwise, you would only be able to use Substitution on an opponent way slower than you, and at that point, why do that? No, I'm assuming that the substitution is a summoning, but even then you have to be fast enough to maneuver after the summoning. And if you had to do the summoning, it's safe to say you are not substantially faster than your opponent. So it's literally a loop of, well, if you can't do that, how did you do this? And in the end, does it really matter when I saw you get hit and then poof into a cloud of smoke? Was that a clone? Did I actually hit you? Questions for another day, I suppose. Number 1, Harem Jutsu. And hear me out, I know it's a gag jutsu, but even from that standpoint, wouldn't the reverse harem make more sense and be funnier? It always struck me as totally insane that Naruto would do this jutsu in front of his male authority, and despite them just seeing him as Naruto a few seconds prior, they lose all control, including bodily function. And don't even get me started on the way Jiraiya just outright asks Naruto to do it. Fucking gross. But hey, that's it. What jutsu disappoints you? Let me know down in the comments, and I may have shifted the tone there at the end, but so what, it's my video. And speaking of videos, you should go check out the channel, but do me a favor. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like. If you enjoyed a few, hit that subscribe button. Share with your friends, and until next time, peace.
That thunder on me clap, make a nigga think before he act. Have a nigga dying on his back, then we double back. Shooters leaving rubber where you at. That's why niggas never wanna match.